3 shots of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine provide significant protection against the new Omicron variant. That's according to a study by Israeli researchers. The findings were similar to those presented by Pfizer and BioNTech earlier this week, which showed a 3-shot course of their vaccine was able to neutralize the new variant in a laboratory test. The Israeli study was carried out by the Sheba Medical Center and the Health Ministry's Central Virology Laboratory. It compared the blood of 20 people who had received 2 vaccine doses 5 to 6 months earlier to the same number of individuals who had received a booster a month before. Those who did not receive the booster shots had no neutralization ability against Omicron. Researchers said the booster increased this by about 100-fold.
Let's now shift our attention to what is unfolding in Ethiopia, where the rebellious Tigrayan forces claim to have made some major territorial gains. Now, according to the claims, the Tigrayan rebels have managed to recapture the North Ethiopian town of Lalibela from the government forces. The reports have come after residents in Lalibela claimed that they had seen the Tigrayan fighters at the town center. The development has come just 11 days after the Ethiopian federal troops claimed that they had managed to oust the rebels from Lalibela.
Once again, the streets of Lebanon rocked by gunfire. Local media reported multiple deaths in armed clashes between Palestinian Hamas and Fatah gunmen in the Bulja Shimali refugee camp in southern Lebanon. The clashes erupted during the funeral of a Hamas operative who was killed on Friday in an explosion that shook the same camp near the coastal city of Tyre. Local media reported multiple casualties in the explosion, but no exact figures were released. State-run media reported that the blast was caused by a nearby fire which spread to an adjacent mosque. In the basement of the mosque was a Hamas weapons and ammunitions depot. The Palestinian group denied the reports, claiming the explosion was caused by the ignition of oxygen tanks used to fight the pandemic.
Prosecutors in the trial of Ghislaine Maxwell have rested their case after 10 days and more than 20 witnesses. Maxwell is accused of recruiting and grooming teenage girls to be abused by her former partner and late financier, Jeffrey Epstein. Maxwell denies all charges. The trial will continue on Thursday.
This was the week the jury gained an arresting insight into Ghislaine Maxwell's life for over 2 decades, which the prosecution say was intertwined with Jeffrey Epstein's. There were trips around the world, luxury homes, and then the downfall. A woman described by one accuser as sophisticated, elegant, everything I wanted to be. Ghislaine Maxwell, now in court charged with sex trafficking.
An international search and investigation this morning to find a woman who went overboard on a Carnival cruise ship.
That ship is set to return to Long Beach in about an hour.
That ship, the Miracle, is arriving right now. If you take a look over my shoulder there, you can see as it is just now beginning to pull in. I can tell you, though, that the FBI, including law enforcement, are here on scene waiting for that ship to arrive here at the port of Long Beach. The ship is set to arrive around 8 o'clock when it docks. While there's still a lot unknown, this is what we've been able to gather so far. Now, according to a passenger we spoke to on board the ship, the Carnival ship, the Miracle, an announcement was made around 3 in the morning on Saturday about a passenger who had fallen overboard. Carnival has confirmed that a guest fell from the balcony of her stateroom into the water. The Coast Guard was assisted by the Mexican Navy in searching for the woman before allowing the ship to continue on to Ensenado on its return to Long Beach.
The French overseas territory of New Caledonia will remain with France following a third and final referendum on self-determination for the South Pacific island. The French President Emmanuel Macron welcomed the result. In a televised address, he said, Tonight France is more beautiful because New Caledonia has decided to stay here, stressing, however, that the archipelago remained deeply divided. Some independence campaigners have called to boycott the result, citing that the referendum should have been postponed because of the COVID-19 epidemic, which according to them did not allow for a fair campaign. 96% of the electorate voted against independence. However, voter turnout stood at just 44%.
South African President Cyril Ramaphosa is receiving treatment for mild COVID-19 symptoms after testing positive for the virus on Sunday, his office confirmed. Ramaphosa started feeling unwell and a test confirmed COVID-19, a statement from the presidency announced. He is self-isolating in Cape Town and is being monitored by the South African Military Health Service. He has further delegated all responsibility to his Deputy President David Mabuza for the next week. However, the statement did not say whether he had been infected with the Omicron coronavirus variant, despite being fully vaccinated.
Thousands have marched in Istanbul to denounce the rise of poverty in the country and to demand an increase of the minimum wage. Turkey is suffering a currency calamity because the lira hit record lows against the dollar, losing nearly 30% in value in the last month alone. Annual inflation has surged over 20%, decimating the Turks' purchasing power.